Well, hundreds of protesters have gathered in Istanbul to voice their anger over a ban on fasting in China. The demonstrators say Muslims in China's Xinjiang province are being repressed, but China strongly denies this. GRT World's Ali Mustafa reports.
Anti-China protests in Turkey. For days now, demonstrators have accused China of committing atrocities against Muslim Uyghurs in Xinjiang province, also known as East Turkestan in Turkey. Last week, protests in Istanbul turned violent when people broke the windows of this Chinese restaurant. Cihan Yavuz runs the eatery and says his chef, who's a Uyghur, quit after the attack.
If you want to make some demonstration, some action, you have to search first. At least you have to, this is true or not. You have to check this one. And after that you can do what you want. But not like this, not to broke the windows.
These windows have been fixed, but the emotional scars remain. Business owners here say that attacks like this one on this Chinese restaurant not only hurt local businesses, but they also scare away tourists and investors. And they're warning that in the long run, that could hurt Turkey's economy.
Türkiye'deki AK Parti hükümetinin
Hamza Turkmen is one of the lead organizers of the demonstrations. He says the violence has been exaggerated.
Compared to the murder of the Uyghurs, this is nothing. We're against violence, but we also must look at the atrocities being committed by Communist China against its Muslim population.
China's Xinjiang is the country's largest province, but one of the most underdeveloped. Half of the 22 million people who live there are Muslim Uyghurs, but their numbers are declining because of immigration. China has been accused of suppressing Uyghur religious freedoms, but the Chinese government denies this.
There are over 10 million Uyghurs in Xinjiang who live and work in peace under the rules of the constitution. So the so-called Xinjiang ethnic problem that has been raised in some reports simply does not exist.
Turkey has been raising the Uyghur issue with China. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan visited Xinjiang in 2012. He's expected to visit China again later this month. Back in Istanbul, Cihan Yavuz has reopened his restaurant, but it's not going well.
You see, and nobody's here. I cannot work, I cannot do it. I don't know what am I going to do.
He says business is down 80% since the attack, and his Uyghur cook refuses to come back to work. Ali Mustafa, TRT World, Istanbul.